Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. Thanks for joining us tonight. Got a good show tonight. Got a really good show. We're going to talk about crowd levels at Disney and what's going on right now. This is something that we've been kind of tracking for a while now, and it's kind of crazy that it continues to go in the way that we feel like it's going. You know, when we started talking about this, you know, fall of last year, we almost couldn't believe what we were predicting, and now that it's kind of coming, it's kind of crazy to even think about, you know, what is actually happening at the parks right now. So if you are in a position to where you can take a trip, right now is a fantastic time. And we're going to pull up some data from one of the accounts we follow, because they do a great job of breaking down kind of what the crowds have actually been like. Because, you know, it's one thing to say, yeah, the crowds have been down, blah, 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 blah. But they track this, and they've tracked this for years and have put together, you know, crowd maps and crowd calendars for people for years, and they are completely missing what's going on. So yeah, so we're going to talk a lot about that. So stick around for that. Real quick, want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Hit that follow button this week. For those of you that made yourselves public, you get a shout out on the show every week. So Kenny Lopez, thank you for the subscription over on YouTube. Emmy588, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Peyton, thank you for the follow over on YouTube. James, thank you for the follow on YouTube. Karen, thanks for the follow over on YouTube. Who's that? Guilherme Rodriguez, thank you for the follow over on YouTube. Jacqueline Vasquez, thank you for the follow over on YouTube. Jose David de la Vega, thank you for the follow over on YouTube. And Julia L, thank you for the follow on YouTube. As I say every week, and it's hard to come across without sounding like it's just a broken record, but it really, really isn't. We at Disney Planning Insights very much value everybody that joins this channel, whether it's just a subscription, whether you are a contributor to the channel, whether it be through conversations via, you know, Instagram or Twitter or through the chat. You know, we have so many people now that are watching the videos, sharing the videos, getting more people to see the videos, and it's just kind of driving itself right now, which is unbelievable. And we can't be more thankful to the people that are doing that without being on this side of the camera. So I want to say thank you to all of you that like, share, subscribe, follow, you know, all those things, comment. We appreciate all the interaction every day. Keep doing it. We will continue to put out fantastic content for you guys. So with that being said, let's jump into some fantastic content. So Peter and I have talked about this a lot, And one of the things, Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, one of the things that we have really jumped on over the last about year, but really the last about 8 months. So you get back to about fall of last year. Fall of last year, we started talking about, and I'm kind of just discombobulated here. We started talking about crowd levels and how this summer could be one of the best summers to travel to Disney. And there were a lot of things that went into it. It wasn't all about, you know, people not wanting to travel or people not having the money to travel. It was what was going on construction-wise, you know, kind of what was going to be open compared to what was going to be closed, and a lot of things like that. And what we came up with is that Disney is putting themselves in a situation where this summer had the potential to be one of the lowest attendance summers in a decade. And it's really starting to play out. So one of our follows over on Twitter X is Touring Plans, at Touring Plans over on Twitter X. They do a great job with crowd analysis and wait time analysis and that kind of stuff. If you're geeky into that kind of stuff, great follow. They release a ton of really good stuff over there. And one of the things that they released last week was an article, and it basically, the catch, the hook on it is, it's officially a slow summer, the slowest. Check out the data here. And of course, like I said, we've been talking about this for a long time, so I was like, I'm going to jump into this, and I really want to see what they're seeing. And really, what they came to the conclusion of is, and this was for last week, and this is going to be not only for last week. This goes a few weeks back. So let's talk about the start of summer vacation. So for the Midwest, it was Memorial Day week. East Coast, a couple weeks after that. So, you know, we're getting into, hey, all the kids are out of school right now unless you're on some weird, like, year-round schedule. All the kids are out of school right now. And when we went down the week of Memorial Day. We drove down there Memorial Day. We were there through Sunday. And the following Sunday. And the parks were, I won't say empty. Empty is a terrible word to use when you're talking about the theme parks, because they're never empty. But when you get used to a certain crowd level, they really feel empty. And that's kind of where they were at with us. You know, Epcot Day, if the rain wouldn't have come, we would have done every ride in order around the park in a day, no problem. We got caught in rain like after dinner, and if we wanted to, we probably could have tried to finish the last 4 rides and just run from building to building and done it. But then we would have been wet in all the rides and all that kind of stuff, and it would have just been miserable. So we called it a night after Ratatouille, but we made it all the way around from Spaceship Earth, around the Guardian side, up Mexico, around to Ratatouille. We didn't do any or lightning lanes. We didn't do anything screwy. It was just wait in the line. It was get to the line, wait in the line. You know, we'd probably do some other stuff in the pavilion, and then move on to the next thing. Not really rushed. I mean, we stopped and got Starbucks. We ate at La Cantina de San Angel. You know, we were doing it leisurely around the park. And we, at no point were we worried that, hey, we're not going to get to every ride. Hollywood Studios, we basically did whatever we wanted because it rained in the morning. It kept the crowds down. And we basically got to everything except for Alien Swirling Saucers. And we really weren't going to ride it. And we could have done Tower of Terror and decided not to because we would have had to do a rider swap and all that kind of stuff. Because our son doesn't ride it. So, and then Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom, we kind of took the same philosophy that we did in Epcot. And we started over on the Adventureland side and did Jungle Cruise, rode Pirates twice, Tiana's, got some beignets, went back, did Tiki Room, did Country Bears, and just kind of worked our way around the park. And it never felt like, oh, we're gonna have to wait in like a 2-hour line for something. Now, granted, did we wait in a 2-hour line? We did. We got caught just Tron running half capacity at one point, and it was the last thing we did. But it never felt busy. Animal Kingdom, if Animal Kingdom would stay open a little later, I think it would work out better. We kind of bounced around the park, which is not something we normally do, but we wanted to make sure that we saw the Finding Nemo show. We haven't seen that. We haven't taped it real well yet, so we wanted to make sure that we got that taped. If you haven't seen it, it's up on our channel. You can go over there and check it out. So we wanted to make sure we got that done. So we bounced around. We wanted to ride Dinosaur twice. We were eating at Rainforest Cafe that night, and we were just kind of leisurely. Did it rain that morning? That was the day after the whole Magic Kingdom thing. So we decided just to relax and not rope drop. We got there a couple hours after park open. So, yeah, we didn't even rope drop it. And the only ride that we didn't get to was the river journey. Navi River Journey. So let's get back to what Touring Plans was saying. So they do crowd levels at a 1 to 10. That's basically how they put their crowd levels for the week of June 10th to 16th. The crowd level never got over a 4. It dipped on the 15th to a crowd level of 1. Which they didn't see coming. They didn't get any of their projected crowd levels right. Now, one thing they brought up, and what's really cool about this particular channel, is that they have historical data to back it up as well. And not all channels do. But this channel goes back to 2017-ish levels, and starts talking about that. And it's the lowest crowds at the park since 2021. Those were capped crowds at 60%. In 2020, which 2020 they hadn't opened yet. They didn't open until July. We were there the week after they opened. And you want to talk about a ghost town at the parks? That was crazy. A, not everything was open and it sucked. B, it was hot. Masks are terrible in Florida when it's hot, and yeah, it was horrendous. But what it's saying is these are the lowest crowds since 2017, and pricing is about at the same level. So if we think about pricing for trips, 2017. Prices have come way down. And if you look at the deals just keep coming for Disney. I mean, it is crazy how comparatively cheap you can get to the parks right now than you could have a year and a half ago. The other crazy thing is where the crowds are at. And if you think about, well, Magic Kingdom's going to have the most people. Comparatively, They really don't. And there's a couple of reasons for this. The first reason is Big Thunder Mountain and the construction there. The Big Thunder Mountain construction takes away part of a key demographic that you need for Magic Kingdom to be busy. And that's going to be that, hey, we're going to spend all day at the park because we need to ride Splash Mountain, Tron, Space Mountain, and Big Thunder Mountain. Well, Big Thunder Mountain's closed. Really, they're only focusing on 3 rides. And if they get 2 of them done at Rope Drop, they're waiting an hour for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and then they're leaving the park. They're park hopping in the afternoon. So the afternoon is wide open. These crowds are super low. And then they're talking about Diet Epcot. Diet Epcot is when there are no festivals at Epcot. And we caught the very end of Flower and Garden the last week of May. But now there is nothing there. So they're between Flower and Garden and Food and Wine. So you don't have that additional festival crowd at Epcot as well. So, yeah, it's crazy right now if you want to go to the parks. And if you do want to go to the parks and you've got questions and you want to know how to do it, you know, kind of on a whim, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. Helpy to hap. You can reach out on the YouTube page. You can shoot us an email at patmdisneytravel@gmail.com. You can go on the website, patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. If you're watching the stream right now, you can see it at the bottom of the page. So there are a lot of things that go into the slow park right now. But I also think there's a little bit of Disney drain going on right now. And I think you're going to see it in a lot of different areas. One is going to be your Muppets fans and what's happening at Hollywood Studios. And until the Muppets come back next year in Rock and Roller Coaster, you're going to lose a lot of those fans. They have no reason to come to the parks. You're losing the Save the Magic people right now. Another really good Twitter X feed if you want to check it out. But Save the Magic, all these people that want to keep some of these traditional rides within the parks. So, you know, losing Muppets 3D, losing Tom Sawyer Island, losing the Liberty Bell, you know, when they lost Splash Mountain, that kind of stuff. You know, you've got those people, those Disney historical diehards that Disney's turning away as well. You're also losing some people politically with some of the things that Disney's doing and saying in the world of politics. So I think Disney's treading lightly right now, trying to balance a little bit of, hey, we want to be able to do what we want to do in the parks without pissing too many people off. No matter what they do in the parks, they're always going to piss somebody off. If they go, hey, we're going to take, 200 acres of land and we're going to develop this new park, you're going to have all the environmentalist people coming out and saying, oh, you're developing 200 acres of land and taking away this natural habitat, blah, 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 blah. And no matter what they do, somebody's not going to be happy. So they're just trying to piss off the fewest amount of people right now and get the most bang for their buck on the back end. So with bang for their buck, they've got a lot of things coming. They do. They've got Monsters. They've got, Equatorial Americas at Animal Kingdom. They've got the Cars area at Magic Kingdom. They've got Villains Land possibly at Magic Kingdom. They've got a lot of things coming. So I think a lot of people are kind of holding off right now until those things happen. With that being said, we do have dates for Test Track. We know Test Track is now opening on July the 22nd. July the 22nd. Disney Starlight, July 20th. You're gonna have two things back to back. It's gonna up crowds. That late July kind of, you know, normally when you think about summer vacation with Disney, it's a big bell curve as the Midwest schools come out. It really comes sharp up. It peaks around July 4th-ish, and then into August, in the middle of August, it drops back down as Midwest goes back to school in early August, and the East Coast goes back to school later. And it kind of bell curves. Well, it looks more like a flat line right now. They got a little bit of a bump, but it just kind of flattened out. July 4th is going to go up. As it gets into that July 20th, I think you're going to get another bump. And then it's going to nosedive as the kids go to school in August. So, yeah, it's just a lot going on with that kind of stuff. I don't know what I just tried to do, but whatever I tried to do, they told me I couldn't do it. So, yeah. So, lots going on there. Let's talk a little bit more news from around the parks. Let's get back over to my Twitter X feed. If you ever want to know what we're going to talk about on the show, go over to our Twitter X feed. We repost everything that we're going to be talking about on the show on Twitter X. So definitely a good place to go check out what's going to be happening there. All right. Disney says, let's see. DVC annual pass holders, Golden Oak residents, and Club 33 members will get an opportunity to preview Test Track 3.0 before it opens on July 22nd. Disney Cruise Line / deposit policy. This is kind of an interesting thing, and it's the same thing with Disney Cruise Lines right now, which is kind of weird to even say, because Disney Cruise Lines has been one of those kind of steady entities with Disney. It doesn't see the same peaks and valleys that the parks do, you know, where the parks are like this through the year. Cruise line is more like this through the year, more like steady waves. But they are slashing their deposit policy from 20% on new cruises to 10% on new cruises. What it's going to let people do is placeholder more cruises and then move as needed. But it just gives more people that lower upfront cost of a cruise. So, Disney World Bounce Back offer extended through late 2026. This is another one of those things we've been talking about. The deals just keep getting pushed, which means they are trying to get people there. And it's not working. Because if it was working, they wouldn't keep pushing the deals. So, new ride vehicles for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. As part of the refurbishment and the retrack, all of the ride vehicles are getting an update as well, and they have been spotted at Magic Kingdom. The new trains have a more tricolor design with the green, red, and yellow. Yeah, they're sharp looking. I mean, they look like the Big Thunder Mountain trains. It's great. Disney Starlight new nighttime parade debuting at Magic Kingdom on July 20th will run twice nightly at 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. The parade will begin on Main Street, USA, and travel along the parade route towards Frontierland. Okay. The part of the show that I dislike the most, it is when we have to tell you that we're right. And we told you months ago that this is what was going to happen with this show, with this parade. When could you figure out when the parks were going to have it? When they moved the hours back. Magic Kingdom's going to be open until 11 p.m. They're going to run parade at 9 p.m., fireworks at 10 p.m., parade at 11 p.m. Get out of the park. What running the parade at 11 p.m. does is it lets them clear out areas like the Little Mermaid ride, the Casey's Circus ride, or area, all that kind of stuff, and they can start pushing those people up into the main parts of the park. Friendship World Showcase route changes again at Epcot. So these routes, okay. So the Friendship boats around World Showcase Lagoon. I do this on my mat. You can't see what I'm doing on my mat. So there's two routes, basically. There is a dock in front of Canada. There is a dock in front of Mexico. There is a dock in front of Morocco. There is a dock in front of Germany. Germany goes to Mexico and Morocco goes to Canada. When there's a refurbishment, they move. Right now, they're Germany to Mexico. Okay. So if you want to take the boats back from that port at the front of World Showcase, I guess at the back of World Showcase, whichever way you're looking at it, you can do that, and then you can go back to the back of World Showcase, that back line with Italy and with America and Japan and all that. So that when there's refurbs, they'll just flip lines. They're flipping lines a little bit more consistently now than they used to. It used to be Morocco to Canada, and that was the only line that was open. When they did the update to the Morocco pier, they moved over to Germany, but they're still over Germany right now. So it is, if you want to ride that boat back to the back of World Showcase, that's where you're going to get it now. Robert Sprite, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Disney did Disney things this morning, and did a great thing with updating the dining reservation system. And by updating the dining reservation system, it was a relatively major overhaul to the dining reservation system that looked more like the park reservation system used to, where you could click on a restaurant, you could open up a calendar, and it would actually show you the days that had reservation times available, which was really cool. Awesome for locals. Hey, we want to go to pick whatever busy restaurant, Le Cellier. Okay, let's use Le Cellier. What days can we get the reservation that we want? And it lets you actually look what days actually have reservations. You can open up the day. It'll show you the times. Awesome. That happened this morning. And about, what? I saw it. I must not have reposted it because it was so Disney that I didn't even repost. That they've already rolled it back. They've already taken it away. Which kind of sucks. So, where's it at? There it is. 2 hours ago. So, around 5 o'clock-ish, they rolled it back, and yeah, I don't know. Disney and technology, it doesn't ever seem to work for them really well. But yeah, so there will be at some point a huge dining reservation system update. Apparently it's not happening today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Let's see. Is there anything else that I haven't seen before I get into a little Lorcana action? Elio on track to earn Pixar's worst opening weekend ever domestically. Just over 20 million. I didn't see the final number. I saw Pixar repost a bunch of people that went and saw it. But, oh, man, I missed a lot. '70th anniversary parade, Mr. Sprite. What are you talking about? Magic Happens? Disney Celebrate America 4th of July fireworks return to Magic Kingdom on July 3rd and 4th. Good to see the 2 days back. Hopefully they do the same thing with Epcot as well. I know a lot of people like to see both sets of fireworks, and we'll set up vacations around the 4th of July, around both sets of fireworks. So would love to see them do the same thing for Epcot. Let's see. Epcot's Heartbeat of Freedom fireworks tag set for July 4th after Luminous. That is never going to happen, Mr. Sprite. Disney and Warner Brothers working together. Well, I can't say it'll never happen because it already has. But I think you're going to see... Oh, Paint the Night. Yes, Paint the Night's back for the 70th. That is the one parade... If we could get back to Disneyland, that is the one parade that I would really love to see. We saw Magic Happens when we were out there last spring. But yeah, Paint the Night. Paint the Night looks awesome. I can't wait for you know, the new night parade that's going to be at Magic Kingdom. So yeah, night parades, and Disney does night parades well. I'd love to see them figure out the drone technology. It worked over in Paris when the weather was good. I'd love to see them utilize it in California and in Florida. Heartbeat of Freedom fireworks tag for July 4th after Luminous. Yeah, we just talked about that. So just the 1 day. So people are going to run a Epcot on the 4th, Magic Kingdom on the 3rd. So Magic Kingdom's going to be packed both nights. I mean, if you want to get a good spot for the 4th of July fireworks, you need to be there 6 o'clock. And just hang out for 3 or 4 hours. What we got here? Yeah. Yeah, just like I said, just a lot going on. Lorcana, we've got a big weekend coming up, Lorcana-wise, with the first ever contested World Championships at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. If you look at the slideshow that they presented, they will be housed at Yacht and Beach Club, and they will probably be playing in Epcot. It is a closed event, but it will be live streamed on Twitch through the Disney Lorcana Twitch channel. So hopefully that does not mean they're only going to be running one camera. I'd love to see them run multiple channels for this event, or multiple YouTube feeds for this event to show every table. Because I'd love for people to be able to follow the favorite players, you know, be able to move over to different tables when matches end, that kind of stuff. But format for this is going to be kind of unique. They are going to play 2 different styles of the game. So the first is going to be a super sealed event where they will get multiple packs from each chapter 1 through 8. 2 packs from each chapter 1 through 8. So 16 packs of cards, and they will make one 60-card deck out of that that pool of cards. And then the second event will be the triple deck format, where they will have to have 3 decks representing the 6 ink colors, and they will be able to bench one of their opponent's decks, and then we'll have to win 2 games against the other 2 decks. Sebio45, thanks for the follow over on Twitch. How you doing? Thanks for joining us over on Twitch. Now I'm doing well. It's a Monday night. Just got back from the lake, so I'm a little red. But no, really good, really good. Glad to have you on board over on Twitch. We're up to 25 followers over on Twitch now, which is really cool. No, just slowly making that crawl up on Twitch. Hopefully, when we get back to playing more Lorcana on stream, we can get a little bit more of a following over there. Yeah, I multi-stream. I do YouTube and Twitch at the same time through OBS. So, yeah. Yep, I stream 2 different places. Yep. So yeah, actually about to jump off here, but once we get going with the new format of the show, you know, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, but the new format of the show will, I don't know, maybe sometime this fall. I really want to get things in line and make sure that we've got enough guests to line up for it. But 4 different shows throughout the month. We're going to have a news, notes, and travel show, hopefully with Peter Salvadori with Princesses and the Mouse of Disney Travel, where we will really hammer down on what's going on travel-wise, discounts, deals, all that kind of stuff. And then have our top 3 segment, which is kind of one of my favorite segments on the show. Then we're going to have the Disney Deep Dive week, which is going to be a really in-depth look at one restaurant, resort, or ride from one of the parks. And then we're going to have our family night. We are going to be starting a kids YouTube channel that is going to be all for kids. Where are you from, Sebio? No Disneylands in your country. Norway. You're close enough to France, though. You're closer to Disneyland Paris than I am to Disney World or Disneyland here in the States. So if we were to drive, it's 14 hours. So it's about a 2.5 hour plane trip for us from where we are to Orlando. So yeah, but yeah, and then the 4th night is we're gonna have a Lorcana discussion night where we talk about new sets coming out and that kind of stuff. Going to Monaco this summer. Is it close to the Disneyland? You know, Monaco's more southern France, but have fun in Monaco, man. That's gonna be super cool. I want to say you're probably a couple hours by train to Disneyland Paris from Monaco. So I don't know exactly where the high speeds go down there, but I would say you're probably a couple hours. Yeah, it's just outside Paris. So we actually we went there a couple of years ago and did a city tour of Paris that was through Disney and some of their like associated companies. That we did a river cruise. We did some exploration at Versailles, the Palace of Versailles, that kind of stuff. So no, it was super cool over there. No, it was one of the coolest trips we've ever taken. So no, I hope so. I hope so. Disneyland Paris was a really, really cool park. A lot more artistic than the parks that we have over here in the States. So So no, but enjoy your time in Monaco, man. That's going to be super cool. That is one of the places that I would love to go. We are huge F1 fans. So yeah, to get over there for the Monaco race, it clashes with the Indy 500 over here for us. So we've got to make a real hard choice when it comes to racing. But no, enjoy yourself, and thanks for stopping by over on the Twitch channel. Hopefully you got well, it's probably getting pretty early in the morning over there for you, so take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. We're here every it's Monday night for us. It's probably early Tuesday morning for you, but yeah, we're here every Monday. So but take it easy. Thank you guys all for watching this week, and if you do have any questions, definitely go over to the YouTube channel, hit us up over there, or on Twitter X at Disney Insights, and we will talk to you next week. Bye now. Hey, no guests on the channel this week, but like we said at the end of the show, be on the lookout for the new show format, and we are going to have different guests every week. Hey, if you're looking for us on other social media accounts, you can find us all over the place. Easiest is going to be over on Facebook at DPI Podcast, for the show page at PATM Disney Travel for the travel side. If you're in Twitter X realm, you can find us at Disney Insights. You can also find us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch, just about everywhere. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, everything that you do to support the channel.